Hi, my name is Lindsey Pollak. I'm a New York Times bestselling author and workplace expert, and I'm particularly interested in generational diversity at work. So Jeetu Patel made a comment that leaders of the future will have to be able to build relationships and manage people in a hybrid environment. It is no longer optional. It is required. So that means whether somebody is working remotely or whether they're in the office, you're going to need to learn how to be empathetic, to identify burnout or well-being issues, asking people, how are you feeling today? How are you doing? And most importantly, measuring work based on output, not based on face time. And so this means that the skills that perhaps leaders had in the past are not the skills that they're going to need in the future. Cisco, I think, is leading the way of saying we need to train people and actually talk to them about how to do this, making the assumption that people who knew how to lead in a fully in-person office are going to know how to lead in a hybrid is not always fair. So give people the training, give them best practices, and really talk about the new skills required to lead in a hybrid environment. So productivity today is about results. It's not about how many hours you put in. It's not about how many strokes on your keyboard. It's not about how many times you went into your boss's office to have a conversation. It's about what did you accomplish. So from a manager leader perspective, you have to set really clear expectations for people about what productivity is and what that looks like to you. What does excellence or success look like? From an employee or individual contributor perspective, you have to know what results you need to achieve and know yourself. What time do you need to focus really deliberately on your own? When do you need to get input from other people and collaborate? And how can you take breaks or find ways to manage your own mental health so that you're not going, for instance, back to back to back to back to back, as we've all had either in a virtual or work environment. One of the ways to drive your career goals in today's environment is to build the skill of building trust and relationships virtually. So that means being able to communicate over a computer screen in an authentic way that feels authentic to you and to the other person, to not be afraid to have those conversations and think that they are somehow lesser than something in person, but to not do that at the expense of never seeing people in person and being awkward. I think the consistency between your persona, your level of trust, your relationships, your rapport with people remotely has to be the same or feel the same as it is in person. And I want to acknowledge that doesn't come naturally to everybody. So if you feel more comfortable in one environment or the other, that's okay. You're just gonna have to practice a little bit more, set up more WebEx meetings with a colleague, make sure that you are looking at how other people set up their backgrounds or how they interact or look at the camera, because that's something you need to learn. It doesn't have to come naturally, but it is a skill that you have to build.